Liverpool are popping off, sitting at the top of the Premier League, beating Newcastle midweek, and the rivals Arsenal and Nottingham Forest dropping points, which could potentially give Slot his first trophy, and celebrations are needed. But I'm going to make this season after a little harder, as Trent, Salah and Van Dijk's futures are all unknown, making the rest of the players doubt their future, and everybody leaves, causing money issues for Pool, as now they've got no one over 70 rated, and a relegation down to League 2 on their hands. As yes people, welcome. It is another relegate and rebuild video here with Liverpool. Now yes, this squad looks pretty damn good. Not for Liverpool's level of course, but for the level we are at. We're at League 2 and we do have players like Nat Phillips, Owen Beck, who is currently a championship player. I mean, these three at the top are, but it's not going to be that simple because the rules and now getting stricter. If you have seen the recent video where we did try this challenge with Arsenal, you know the main rule is no signings of over 10 million outside of the Premier League. However, the other rule still stands. We cannot sell players that currently start at Liverpool and are real life, not regens. As for example, Frankie Drew, Jude Thomas, we've had to promote them to make up numbers for this squad, but the likes of Nat Phillips, who's 27, might be good at the moment, but we cannot sell him at any time, meaning we can't profit on them youth players. We have to make our own youth to sell if we want to make any money, and I have currently got a scout sent out. That was to fill the team, but as you can see, we can't afford to pay anyone's contract because 0 million's what we're at. We're bankrupt because of Salah VVD and Trent, and in fact the whole squad that's just been released here. As you can see, it's not just been the main trio. These players have gone out as well. No one left in the squad over 70 rated, plus we can't really sell them who are high rated. And now this is the team we've got to mess with. We've got a decent looking bench as well. This team should get promoted from League 2. However, League 1 would be a stretch, but first of all, we've got to get there. And I have no idea what formation to choose because formation and tactics are important. Maybe we try the 4-4-1-1 with just midfielders. As yes, we do have a lot of wingers, but we've played this on the ball. Dylan Danza is going to have his work cut out, 63 rated up front on his own. As we like midfielders to start off with, we've had to play a CDM out of position here. And we will have to change some positions around, like Ben Doak, I want to be a cam. Frankie Drew will have to be a centre mid, although it takes him a lot of weeks. And this man, Lucas Stevenson, now we could change him to a left back, even a mid on the right, but I'm going to change him to a central midfielder and trust this team season 1. Hopefully it grows in EFL League 2. I have to start in League 2. It's just a premise of the rebuild and relegate, but I had a feeling this would happen. We go ahead and storm League 2. Liverpool not the only team though at this level I'm bothered about. As where's my beloved Grimsby? 15th in the league? Not what I wanted to see, as I'm still not used to, every time I do this, having to search for us so low down in the FA Cup as we lost to Northampton in round 2, and then Middlesbrough beat us in the first round of the Carabao Cup, a tough draw, and then Reading beat us in the second round of the BSM Trophy, now called the Virtue Trophy or something, as I did stop a little bit into the season to change positions around, as this team is what we have to put up with. Chambers is now a right back, Stevenson a centre mid, Ben Doak got a +3 increase, already changing to a cam, so he might not have grown. Individually, still an exciting prospect, which is a good thing to see. However, I think a little bit now we've got to start thinking of signings for next year. For example, Jaden Dance has the potential to be special, but he's only 67 rated, and I believe the only striker in the squad. Our best regen player is a centre-back, Ollie Beckett, but one that did play a lot over a real-life player, Noah King, the left midfielder. Maybe we could sell him, try and fit Cade Gordon on the left, as Kumas plays on the right and he scored 20 goals, more than Bendo, and more than this man Trey and Yoni, which I look forward to. There's a lot of players I'm liking the look of, and now we're essentially starting in League 1, because now we can make signings, we can use that youth academy, but we'll still need luck in this rebuild, so leave a like to wish us big luck. For the Future is also on the road to 50k subscribers as £10 million. Now we know we can't sign that on one player. That was one of the rules at the start, but we need to figure out where we do spend this money because Jadon Danns, I really want to play him, but that 67 rating, maybe there's other League One strikers at the same rating, and also we really want to surpass this league. Want to make it to the Championship as quickly as humanly possible, as Gordon as well on the left-hand side. I don't want to replace. I actually want to fit him in the team over the regen player that's been playing left mid, which is this man, Noah King. Maybe we could loan list him, see how Cade Gordon does at the club, then see if King is a truly worthy replacement. As also this season, all the youth, they're running out of contract. And with how good they are, they're only wanting to sign one-year deals, which might drain our budget over time. And look at the pay increase. A lot of money going into it, but it still leaves us with 9 million. As it's a 3-step process, and signing players is step 3. As the first, use the academy, and I'm going to go to England, or I was, but then Estonia. I don't know why this is appealing to me. Probably because of Klavan, an Estonian who used to play for Liverpool. I think it'd be funny if we could recreate him, so I'm going to be searching for a centre-back. See if we can just find anything. We don't really have to prioritise the youth now, because we can spend the remainder of the money on players after I've signed a lot of coaches. Leaving us with 6 million, okay. So now we just need a striker for the bench, or the first team, whichever. I'm going to be looking around these leagues because we can't sign from anywhere else. We can't sign from the Premier League in League 1. We've got to go Championship, League 1 or League 2, where we've just been, to find players. And because we're still Liverpool, I am going to be checking the Championship to find hopefully a decent rated player, maybe just a 70 to squeeze us for promotion. Like Daniel Jebberson, he still kind of fits into our youth project. He's 68 rated, so higher than Danns, but still might give him game time. Oh, but strict transfers trying to catch us out. We've got to pay 6 mil on this one striker, and that is a huge overpayment on Jebberson. And that for me is a gamble on a player, but he's kind of living up to it. He's a 6'3" mammoth of a man, 22-year-old now, 71 rated. I do want to see a little bit more. Jadon Danns now 70 rated, still 2 years younger. And we managed to loan out the players we wanted. There is 2 reserve ones. And there is Noah King. He is 19-year-old, been playing in this league with Northampton Town, a league we really should get out of. Because when I flick to the ratings, you can see an 80 rated in League 1. Jaros, the Czechman, I think he's lived up to Petr Cech's expectations. And Noah Beck doing well. The next Gareth Bale, maybe, if we changed him to a winger. Doak, Kumas, Nat Phillips, but he's on the older side. Then again on the bench we've got Beckett, a 19-year-old we didn't even promote from the academy that I forgot about, and that's a shame on me as this is the first team. Excellent, all the players are real life ones for Liverpool, who were either out on loan like I said, or at the club just stuck in the reserves. And I should have known these aren't any old reserves. They did win the Carabao Cup for Jürgen Klopp all those seasons ago, as we did lose the league by a draw, allowing Rotherham to pick it up. We had a better goal difference as well. We scored a lot more goals than them. Stoke City were in this division. That's where some of the Liverpool players are currently on loan, like Kumas. In the Championship, where we'll be, cannot wait for that. 3rd season running, or 2nd with a promotion. I'm hoping to make it 3 as Port Vale beat us in round 2 of the FA Cup, so still no run there. We made the quarterfinals of the Carabao though. Aston Villa beating us 3-1. And the Bristol Street Motors will always haunt me, losing to Wrexham. As now, genuinely in the Championship, and I'm still confused where we can sign in this team. Let's get the band back together of best players from League 2 because King was part of that. Maybe could go for a centre-back because Williams is 25. I actually didn't realise his age, and Nat Phillips, 29. Now we do have the youngster Beckett on the bench, but I want to go one better. Like I said, aiming for another promotion, make it 3 out of 3 to the Prem, which I genuinely don't believe I have ever done with a relegate and rebuild in the past 2 years as 11 million. That is good good enough. And now we can go abroad. We are not just stuck to the lower leagues of football to sign from, as in the Arsenal save. I went outside of the box in Sweden, but in this Liverpool one, I'm going to go and look in the Swiss Super League, because that's where Salah started with FC Basel, and also Shaqiri, he was a winger who did play for Liverpool and was pretty good. So I think we can trust this. We need a young player. We cannot forget we've got a youth in this squad, as Yusuf Doumbia looks pretty good. I would like to avoid a regen though, if possible. So this guy is a few years older, in fact 6 whole years older, but Albion Hadjadi, or Hajdari, let's make him into a Swiss international, not pay all our money, around 7 million maybe, just to keep a little spare for another player. However, this man's contract's gone up, and I'm guessing the other players have as well, as a lot more players expiring. Look at that, we can't even sell the real ones to make any profit, and I couldn't even sign all the regens up. So we're gonna lose a lot of our squad next year, because only £8 left in the budget. And season 3, halfway through, we start with an outgoing. Noah King has left the club, going to Nottingham Forest from Liverpool. Obviously a step up where we are, but we're hoping to get to the Prem as Cade Gordon stepped in to a god squad in the Championship. I'm sorry, but I think it is. With Jaros 86 rated, he is closing in on Petr Cech, and of course, he did really well, or we did really well, with Karl Hein in the Arsenal save as the second best Ben Doak, then Beck, then Kumas. Liverpool really flourishing, but do you know who's flourishing more? A man who didn't start here, but I signed overpriced Daniel Jebbison. What a payoff, because he is the top scorer in the league, above Big Paul Onuachu, Liam Delap, Omari Hutchinson, and getting us to top spot. We've gone ahead and done the treble of promotions, this time 112 points. That is absolutely phenomenal. Liverpool land another trophy. I can't believe we're going straight to the Prem. Albeit we didn't have a budget this year, we spent it all on a very good centre-back, which might cause a wobble in the Prem if we don't get a good budget, as out in round 3 of the FA Cup and round 1 of the Carabao, so very early exits. And we'll be joined by Ipswich Town in the Premier League as objective survival. However, with what we've done so far, I honestly don't doubt finishing top 4. As budget-wise, we're looking at 59 million, and I was of course only joking about winning the Premier League or top 4, because we might have a struggle here. Yes, the team is very good. I wouldn't say top 10 level. We've got an aging centre-back in Phillips, and yeah, the back line could be stronger. Still got youth on the side, but we don't have youth overall, because look at our reserves. We're drastically running out of players now. At least now we can splash the cash. We can sign a player for over 10 million. But I don't know if bench players will cost that, because we do need a cam. We do need a fullback. And then we need players for this first team, as I'm looking at the centre mid slots, really. Or maybe we look at striker. Then again, Dan Jebbison just scored 30. Just got the golden boot, but I'm wanting a team carrier in my lineup. Someone like Matheus Cunha, or someone like Retro Dimi Payet, who could keep teams up on their own. As firstly, I'm going to Turkey. For the backup players, we've got Omar Beyaz, the first one. If you haven't seen my latest video, Becoming the World's Greatest Manager, it did take me absolutely ages, so I would really appreciate if you did give that a watch. Because we went to Turkey in it and found a lot of Turkish talent. We went to other countries, and that's what I'm trying to do here, now searching for a fullback over in America, the US of A, and that was rather easy. 2 players here. And a youngster at Inter Miami, Noah Allen, only 23. Why not give him a shot season 1? Plus, he's a lot cheaper than expected for a left back, so now we can go and spend big on one player. In the midfield, as much as I would love to go and get this man back, Alexis McAllister. We cannot, though, unfortunately, re-sign old players that were released at the start, so that's a shame. No Mohamed Salah. Maybe his regen would pop up at some point as a big player. Come on. Searching in League One for it as Kobe Minu. That would be controversial. Bringing Manchester Brawn and Bread to Liverpool. Oh, that wouldn't go down well. well. So my next best idea is this. If we can't sign Alexis himself, let's sign the next best thing, Christian Medina, who sounds like McAllister. Well, it begins with an M, and plus, he's Argentinian. He partners Nyoni in the midfield, along with Ben Doak. However, I do spot another outgoing, the left wing or left mid. Cade Gordon has been replaced, so I'm going to see where he's gone in a minute. We've got Phillips, now 31. We know where we need to sign next year. Not only left mid to replace this man, Cade Gordon, who's had an explosion of potential since he moved. That's just our luck. Left for £40 million in January, but no, the priority isn't that left mid spot first. I do want to replace Phillips before anything, because we need a centre-back like Van Dijk, a Dutchman, or just anybody to go in that middle, as we've got 43 million at the end of this season due to that sell-on. But wait, we've finished 10th comfortably. No danger of relegation and above the rivals Manchester United in our first season in the Premier League, which honestly shouldn't be a shock. Sorry to Manchester United fans. And going down, Nottingham Forest, where we just sold a good player to, as Newcastle beat us again first round. We entered of the FA Cup, but Carabao Cup semi-finals. We went and hammered Huddersfield to get Arsenal. This could be European football if we manage to win, but we don't. Beaten by the Gunners, which could have put us in the Conference League, and it would have been a carbon copy of when the youngsters won the Carabao Cup in real life for Jürgen Klopp. As I did say before, there's a lot of decent ratings here. Left mid, but first, centre-back has to be priority. We need to be solid at the back because we do have a scorer in Daniel Jebison, who is a machine. And also, I want to say it was acceptable that Cade Gordon left because it was a release clause. I didn't sell him, I promise. So yeah, we need them two positions. And last time we rebuilt Liverpool, we put Pierre Schurz at centre-back because he was a Dutchman, and I wanted the VVD replacement. However, I'm not going to go for Schurz. I cannot resign Van Dijk, who is currently 36 as well. And at Newcastle, probably at the back with Botman, and that is a decent little partnership, as only 18 million added to the 40 we made last season. That is definitely not great, especially when we do have to pay contracts as well. As screw it, I am going to look Dutch because I just want to remake Van Dijk. Find someone a little bit worthy, as Nathan Ake is younger than him. But of course, I'm not going for Ake. He played for Manchester City, now at Bayern Munich. A little bit of a step up, as we've got this man, Bukema. Sven Botman himself is not at Newcastle. He's at West Ham, making some incredible signings as Per Schurz, 83 rated at Ipswich Town. As I think this is going to be my replacement, Jean-Paul Van Heck. Yes, he is 28-year-old, but Leicester City, if you do remember, literally just got relegated from the Prem. Won't cost all our budget, which is crucial because we need a left mid as well. And this man's been really good for Brighton in their European push, as hopefully he can put us, Liverpool, into one. The same rating as Hajari, and I don't know why I haven't checked Chambers, because he's now 24, 78 rated. We need a new Trent, or actually Stevenson. He did start as a right back. I made a bad choice, putting him into the midfield, as now we can put him back at right back. Only 4 weeks to train him there, and his stats do scream defender now. However, our team is calling for a left midfielder. We can't deny it any longer, as 25 million. We've got to be shrewd with business. And Luis Miguel Anguilo at Athletic Bilbao. Sure, he's not an absolute world beater, but he's affordable and is a Colombian. Our new Luis Diaz, and he's already gone up to Luis Diaz's rating. 84, I believe he was that. It was either this FIFA or last. I don't play Ultimate Team, so I don't see it as regularly, as Jebison's gone to an 85. Disappointed in Ben Doak, but everyone else looks incredible. First team wise, the bench, pretty weak, but obviously if any of these strong players drop to the bench, then the bench gets strengthened. As this man strengthened the most, Lucas Stevenson back to a right back. Kumas doing well, still only 23. A huge future. Van Heck being a rock, or well, the league will tell me if he's been a rock. By our finish as Medina with 13. But Daniel Jebison, this man was hated on loan at Watford because he really didn't play well in his spell. But he's been incredible at Liverpool, and I was thinking about taking him out of the team, as wins fire us to the top top 4 because we took a lot of defeats, not many draws. We could have won the league with an extra 5 points and goal difference, but it's Spurs' season. They've actually gone and won the cup, as we are allergic to the FA Cup, losing 4-2 on penalties to Cardiff, and no final rounds in the Carabao because Spurs have beaten us on penalties, but not won this competition. It's gone to Arsenal over the Southampton team, which I'm surprised we haven't signed from because that's a thing Liverpool's done in the past. Sadio Mane, for example, as now we are going back into the Champions League. With this team, as I say, a really good team, and actually no regens. Only a few on the bench, and by a few, I mean one. Greaves, who's 73 rated, and he should be off the bench pretty soon, as we need to work on this first team still, knock some players down to the bench when the time is right, as I don't want to go centre-back. I did see we needed probably one very high rated, but 114 million to spend, and I'm going to do what I just said. I really like the sound of signing from Southampton, which was a really hard thing to spit out then, as they are in the Championship. But if they have the new Sadio Mane hiding amongst their ranks, I'm gonna go and sniff him out, as there is Shea Charles, Samuel Adozier, but we've just bought a new left midfielder to replicate Diaz. Ooh, and Petar Sucic, I believe I signed him when I did rebuild Southampton, and he isn't a real life player for them, but he's costing too much for me. I'm going to go Shea Charles, just as a little bench option. Smaller payouts first before we go for our big attacking player, as backup goalkeeper could have been an option, backup winger we will definitely need in the future, but I hate to say it, I know he's been superb for us. But Dan Jebison, the rating, I'm trying to think in FC terms. Why keep an 85 rated when you know a higher rated is out there, and I've got the budget for it, and we're in the Champions League. Jadon Danns is not getting any better, nor any younger. £80 million, can we find the next Firmino or Jota? Well, we might have done here in this youngster, Rodrigo Ribeiro. This kid, unbelievable. 66 million, he was 85. Rated at the time, as finally some growth in Benjamin Doak. Almost caught by Anyoni Hajadari. I can never say that name. Really growing on us. This team looks really incredible. Alongside the bench as our best player now, the right back, 92 rated. If you ever get this guy in career mode, change him to a centre mid, then change him back, and he will be brilliant, as only one player being lost this season. And we salute a fallen veteran, Nat Phillips. He's been here ages, or I say been here. He's been on loan from Liverpool almost every season of his goddamn career, as goddammit, our top scorer is still Jebison. Then our two new signings, Ribeiro, outscored by Shea Charles, as we do finish third. This time a lot further from the top. I think we finished on the exact same wins, draws and defeats, as I can't believe this as well. Man United still in 12th, but Birmingham City of League One finishing 9th, and of course I haven't touched the team, as we just never do well in the FA Cup. Round 3, beaten by the Baggies and beaten by Stoke City in round 3 of the Carabao also, but we don't care about them competitions, we only care about the Champions League, as it's the overall aim to win it. Even Spurs finishing above us, Atleti with no defeats. They'll be a hard team to break down, as it's us that break down though. Straight into the round of 16. I'm beaten by AC Milan, getting revenge for the Istanbul comeback. Really disappointed with that, but we have a comeback to come for ourselves. The comeback to the comeback if we do spend the 127 million correctly. As let's be honest, with this team, most of it on international duty, we should be getting back up there. Almost 290 rated strikers. Making me think, do we change the formation? Of course, we can't see the players at the moment. And Bendo can't play on the left, but if he actually did learn to, I know our shape's really been working for us, but the 4-4-2 flat allows Jebison back in the team alongside Ribeiro, and we've gone to the normal formation of Sean Dyche, who of course was the last Everton manager before David Moyes, and Jadon Danns. Now, he's not Champions League quality, but we will have to trust him up front as the backup, as Doak's gonna take a while. Bayaz will have to change to a winger, and Scanlon to a right-hand-sided one. And with Milan just beating us, having a bit of a rivalry with us, I'm going to head there myself, looking for maybe a defender. With Van Heck getting no younger, there's some decent options here, like Renato Vega could play centrally, but I've got to go for Pierre Hincapié. He's got the playstyle plus, he's got the stats, he's definitely within our budget. So if you can beat them, join them. That's the new phrase here at Liverpool. Stealing from Milan, because I believe it was luck that got them past us, as we need luck with Buck, our newest signing from Palermo. And that was booking easy. I'm only saying what our signing's name was, as you can see by the Premier League, only 3 defeats, easily rising to it, beating Tottenham by loads, so that is a Premier League trophy and a very good start to this season, where we want to go for everything. Of course, the Champions League is the main aim. However, we do get an FA Cup as well, so that is another trophy to add. The Carabao doesn't go our way though. Chelsea beating Brighton, a team they can't beat in real life, and we were knocked out by the Blues on penalties. Unlucky, but that isn't our favourite competition. It is this one, as you can see, sitting top. City, Benfica and Wolfsburg, all on the same points, and we got a team I think I always beat. Not for the life of me can I ever remember losing to Dortmund in a playoff game, as then a revenge game against Milan, a comeback for the comeback in which we needed a comeback because they beat us at Anfield, and then we beat Bayern Munich. I mean, our team should be absolutely stacked by now to get Real Madrid in the final, and this is Salah's revenge. Remember when Ramos tried to take his shoulder off of his arm, or the top of his arm? Yes, this is revenge, but these teams worked out weirdly. Hincapié can be swapped for Van Heck, who's grown above him, leaving us with this, and it's actually better because we've got a left footer and a right footer at the back. This is beautiful. I mean, Dan Jefferson, 92 rated. Not once would have I expected that. I mean, we even overpaid for him, but overpaying has paid the price because he's been pretty damn decent. But 4-4-2 against Real Madrid is going to be very difficult. But there's Dan Jefferson, a big frame on him, winning the ball straight away. Medina must have a good passing play style. This is going to be very difficult on a big difficulty, as that's handled straight away. And it's Pedri in a Real Madrid shirt. What is going on here? I mean, Ribeiro's getting a talking to. Believe, yes, it's got to be a penalty. Oh no, it's a free kick for the foul. I thought it was handled in the box anyway, as Beck is going to be the left back to try and strike that around the wall. Even that looked like handball itself, as Mbappe, Vinicius, Jude Bellingham and Brahim Diaz is their front four, and I'm pretty scared. Despite having a good team ourselves, you can see we don't get many players forward, having left mids and right mids as Jefferson. Come on, make the run. Through the middle as now Stevenson into Kumas, into Medina. Medina tries to skip away, does the Argentine. He likes them shots. On the edge of the box, and we're dominating in the midfield area. That's where they seem weakest, but they do seem to have a strong defense, as that was meant for Jefferson, but it works. Goes out to Billy Kumas. I don't know his first name, actually. And now into Nioni. And this one's an actual penalty. Schlotterbeck put his hands in the air. Or no, Asensio, the defender, get in there still. No doubt about that one being a free kick or a penalty, as Ribeiro does have the better penalties. But we've got to give it to Dan Jefferson. This would be number 30-something. Saved by the goalkeeper, though. And now we've just got to work this corner. Definitely still a chance. Kumas towards the backstick. That's a brilliant ball. A good header. I do like using that tactic. It'll work at one point, I am sure, as Kumas was still dominant, and it's hard to be dominant on this tactic. That's a good ball into Daniel Jefferson to make up for the penalty. Drills it down low, and from rags to riches, because he joined us in League One. Dan Jefferson here at Schalke Stadium just scores the first goal, drives it under the goalkeeper, and makes up for that missed penalty. Fantastic feeling as now Kumas, we need to get going again in this second half. Look at that pass. An easy pass up to Jefferson. Can we get the header? No, we don't. Can we get the third header? He's put it wide. At least we are getting first to the ball, as now Jude out to Vinicius Jr. Haven't seen anything attacking-wise from them, but that is weak from Stevenson. Get across to Jude Bellingham. He misses the tackle, and Jude was just about to strike. Then in comes man of the match, Medina. Look at him carry this ball. The strength on the small man. Gives it into Jefferson. Jefferson to shoot from range. Trying to take a little bit of pressure off him, as now Ribeiro. He goes through the middle. Ribeiro is due a goal. That is a brilliant save by the goalkeeper. However, hoisted back in. Dan Jefferson chests it down to Nioni. Another brilliant save. it's going to keep this game on the edge. As I know we've definitely been the better team, but we still need to try and prove it here. Jefferson through the middle. He's got footwork for a big man striker. Apart from the driven shot, god-awful, as now 1 minute added onto this game. Sadiq into Vinny Jr. and we do not rue for our missed chances. It's been Liverpool's turn to go from rags to riches, from the bottom back to the top, where they currently sit in real life. As Unyoni lifts the trophy, the central midfielder, he's been here a while, and yeah, this has been brilliant, and I really could see Liverpool doing this in real life. Not going from bottom to top, but I mean in the Champions League sense, they could definitely win it. As if you haven't seen one of these before, we've done Arsenal, we've kind of done Chelsea with a B team, and then we have done Manchester United. They're all linked below, and also click here if you do want to see a different style of video.